AskReddit by Indianac 0 Nes. What's an important lesson you learned the hard way? Do not spend like there's no tomorrow. Tomorrow will come and it won't be pretty. I have far too many friends who are I could die tomorrow. YOLO. La 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 lottery ticket when it comes to money. I rented from an older woman who was still working 2 jobs in her late 70s. Man, that was eye-opening. And terrifying. Never have kids with someone you don't want in your life forever. Also ensure that they also want you in their life forever. Money doesn't exist until the deposit hits your bank account, and business promises mean nothing until legal documents are signed. I'd like to add that the strength of a legal document is dictated by one's willingness to sue. Learn when to stop drinking and call it a night. This one takes some unfortunate trial and error. If something feels wrong, it likely is. Or someone. Just trust your guts and be aware of red flags. Sometimes it helps to say, let me think about this for a few days and discuss it with someone else. Dental care is expensive. Never be lazy with oral hygiene. And dental problems are extremely painful. Not everyone has the same heart as you do. But this one barely works anyway. Not everyone is a good person. Some people actually want to see you fail. Stop oversharing. These nasty people will use it against you. My brain still can't comprehend someone being a dick for no reason. Don't let love blind your eyes. Red flags are real. Yup. And to add, no one is worth sacrificing your self-respect for. A falling knife has no handle. This was the first thing that was drilled into me when I started working at the butcher. If a knife falls, you get out of the way and let it fall. It's possible to make no wrong moves and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. Just because a person with authority tells you to do something, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. I once had 2 border agents shouting mutually exclusive instructions at me while trying to re-enter the country. Anytime I did what one said, the other would yell and tell me to do the opposite. 1,000 is not a lot of money to have, but is a lot of money to owe. $100 is simultaneously a lot more than I thought it was as a kid, while also being a lot less than I thought it was as a kid. The quote is cliché for a reason. It's true. Your family doesn't always have your best interest at heart. Sometimes, family are just a bunch of bad people who are biologically related to you. Wear a helmet. It's an easy safety precaution you can take when rollerblading, biking, skateboarding, scootering, etc. And it can literally save your life. Went all through the 90s thinking helmets were lame. Fell while rollerblading in my 30s and got a subdural hematoma. I wasn't going fast, but the momentum from how I fell just slammed my head into concrete. Helmets save livers. Also use the seatbelt. Always take a chance to tell someone you love them. To give them a hug. Never end a conversation on a harsh word. And X200B. Both for the same reason: you never know if you will get to see that person live again. I learned both those lessons from each of my parents. One night at a rock and roll bar, we were drinking with a bunch of friends. One of them didn't want to drink more and we teased him for being a chicken. He left early, alone. The last thing I said to him was fuck off. Admittedly, he was being kind of annoying that night, but in retrospect, he had to be going through something and we weren't there for him. He was assaulted on his way home, and he was stabbed in the heart to steal his cell phone. It still torments me to this day. Stand up for yourself. If you get in the habit of letting people walk all over you, it'll be extremely difficult to reverse. Even if you're not confident, just fake it till you make it. this. It was shamed and punished out of me as a child, and it is so hard to relearn it now. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Shit happens and it doesn't really need to have a reason. Sometimes you will be the bad guy, and sometimes you will be the good guy. It happens. I always expected that bad things could happen to me, but things happening that made others see me in a bad light against my intentions is something that really caught me off guard. I always try to be good, so when I for some reason is seen as bad, that is a very off-putting feeling. Suddenly I am a minor negative side character in someone else's story. You just gotta remember that you meant well. Everyone makes mistakes, and it could be a cultural difference or misunderstanding. They probably don't see it or remember it as bad as it feels for yourself. True love. Love that isn't confusing, judgmental, suffocating, or comes with a price isn't easy to find, so if you catch it, hold on to it. That's why you love yourself first. So that you can love someone else for who they are and not what they are. You are not your emotions. You are an awareness who observes them. I usually don't comment a lot, but this sounds profound. Could you please elaborate or provide more similar lines of thought quotes? Just because you're kind doesn't mean other people will also be kind to you. I'd also add, no matter what you do, there will always be some people who take a dislike to you, and it can be for the stupidest reasons. Not everyone will like you, and that's totally fine. Don't tell people if you have money. Save money. Don't gamble. Statistically, the change machine pays off better than the slot machine. You can't use logical arguments to change the minds of those who don't value logic. Totally true. I've heard this said as, you can't reason someone out of a position they didn't reason themselves into. Being the smartest person in the room isn't always a good thing. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. The pull-out method works until it doesn't. People who use this method have a name. Parents. Loyalty to a company does not pay. The day after you die, the company will be advertising your job. Don't betray someone you really care about. Not everyone deserves your niceness. Additionally, not everyone deserves your meanness just because you're pissed off that one person or group of people disappointed you. Back up your data.